We are now getting the sum to infinity of a GP. And we are told that the sum to infinity of a GP is given by the first term over 1 minus the common ratio. We have an example. Find the sum to infinity of the GP 4, 2, 1, comma, dot, dot, dot. Now, for us to be able to get the sum to infinity of this particular GP, we need to identify our first term and also the common ratio, then substitute into the formula, and we shall be able to get the sum to infinity. But before we do any calculations, we need to be aware that our common ratio should be between -1 and +1. In other words, it should not be -1 or +1, but should be a number between -1 and +1. So, looking at our GP, our first term is 4, and our common ratio, which we shall get by saying 2 divided by 4 or 1 divided by 2, our common ratio is 1/2 or 0.5. So, substituting these values in our formula, we shall have the sum to infinity is equal to, the first term is 4 out of 1 minus the common ratio 1/2. The sum to infinity is given by 4 divided by, now when we say 1 minus 1/2, we shall get 1/2. Therefore, the sum to infinity is given by 4 divided by 1/2 is the same as 4 multiplied by the reciprocal of 1/2, which is 2/1. And when we do that, we shall end up with our sum to infinity being equal to 4 times 2, which is 8. Therefore, our sum to infinity of this our particular question is +8.